I'm presenting to you a hypothetical situation. At the peak of the Doklam crisis, the Indian and the Chinese armies locked eyeball to eyeball in military confrontation, unwilling to open fire but yet determined to teach the enemy a lesson. Beijing unleashes the might of its cyber arsenal. How prepared would we be, in your view, to block it?
So I think I just want to take up where Dr. Rai left off. I think there are two aspects to this, Rahul. One is our capability as a nation, and the second is our capacity. If you would ask me maybe 5-7 years ago, do we have the capability, do we have the skill sets, do we have the technological, let's say, the underpinning to take on cyber attacks and cyber crimes, whether they are state-sponsored or individual, I would have said no. I think from a capability point of view, our cyber security space has evolved very rapidly. Now, we can argue whether from a capacity point of view, do we have 100,000 people deployed on that, or 10,000 or 50,000? That I don't know. I don't think he will tell you anyway.
No, so I must tell everyone that Dr. Gulshan Rai, before I came here, said, don't ask me questions which involve me leaking anything which might be useful to the enemy. So I must keep that promise, but that doesn't stop me from asking you the question. So how many people do you think we have engaged on?
My own sense is I think we are reasonably confident, and I'll tell you why I'm using empirical evidence to get to that. If we were not, China would have already been where you suggest that they want to go. It's not like they are not trying. It's not like they are on a protracted honeymoon from destabilizing India. They're not. So I think we have upped our game. The capabilities exist, and I have seen myself some of the capabilities in terms of individuals and groups of people who are state-of-the-art in terms of the skill sets required. Now, where they are deployed and numbers that they're deployed, I would think that if Dr. Gulshan Rai is sitting here very relaxed today, I suspect that he feels quite comfortable about where we are in terms of capacity. So I wouldn't worry about us being ill-prepared. I think these are things like, like anybody knows with terrorism, and you've covered terrorism, it requires us to make one mistake for them to get home. It requires them to make one mistake for us to be in their backyard. So that's something that only time will tell.
Rahul, I'll ask one thing. Did you hear any major incident during the Doklam site? Any cyber incident?
Can I ask you a question?
With the media being so vibrant, did you hear any incident?
Can I ask you a question? Was the lack of information about an incident down to the lack of the enemy trying, or is it because we were able to ward it off?
See, this is a cyber world. Everybody is trying every time. I would not say that whosoever is not trying. Everyone is trying. There are, and I think informal discussion which you quote there, you were saying India is one of those top-ranking kind of a thing where things are there.
In terms of cyber attacks, we're number 4.
You open your system on the network and see how many people are coming to your system there. So it's open facts there. But then,
I can't resist the urge to just frame the headline right. So you're saying during the Doklam crisis, China attempted on repeated occasions to try and penetrate, and we were able to ward that off.
I'm not saying that. I said, did you hear any major incident there?
No, that could be because they didn't try.
I'm not saying that who attacked, who didn't attack. I'm saying, did you hear any major incident? Any incident?
No, sir, but that could be because they didn't try.
Anyway, you may take it like that.
Yeah, he's also a good diplomat.
Maybe they didn't try because we are strong enough. Why don't you take that way also?